very warm welcome to all of you. This is a special day. This year's International Women's Day theme is Women in Leadership, Achieving an Equal Future in a COVID-19 World. I have today with me outstanding women leaders from TCS Research and Innovation who have crafted successful careers. Let me introduce my panelists. My first panelist is Dr. Lipika Dey. My second panelist is Dr. Nita Sarang. And my third panelist is Ketkee Pandit. I myself, the moderator of this panel, is Haridas Menon, and I'm the Business Group HR Head for TCS Research and Organtra. It will be my privilege to ask questions to my panelists and have engaging and interesting conversations with them for the benefit of all of us. Dr. Lipika, let me start with you. This year's International Women's Day theme is Women in Leadership, Achieving an Equal Future in COVID-19 World. What are your thoughts on equal future and the opportunities for women today?
Thank you, Hari. That's a brilliant question. I believe it's all in the mind. I view myself as an equal, have always demanded equal respect from everyone at home and workplace and got it. So, for me, it is all about adopting the right attitude, being professional, and of course, merit. Leadership has to be by merit. We just have to imbibe the right mindsets, both in men and women, because a workplace is about both men and women, and I repeat, it's about merit. I am a member of the ACM Women's Council. You know, we organize multiple workshops and hackathons for female CS graduates, PhD scholars, and young professionals. And throughout 2020, we have had multiple such events, almost one a month, and there have been fabulous attendance in all the events. We have had senior female professionals from various industries, and we tried to encourage the young graduates, and they participated so enthusiastically that I really see a brilliant future for us. And also, all the organizations today have this effort towards introducing how to handle diversity. We in TCS also have our leadership and diversity team, various other teams like TCS Cares who are actually teaching both men and women how to handle workplace, which is now shifting majorly at home. And that's a very important step to actually teach everybody to handle diversity. So, with all this mentoring, counseling, knowing how to handle the high pressure situations, I'm sure we will be soon seeing an equal future. I actually strongly believe in it.
Dr. Nita, you have had a prolific career. What does being successful mean to you?
So, Hari, let me first talk about success in general before I get into research and innovation. So, I believe success to be a very personal thing, okay, because there is resonance when it aligns with individual aspirations and dreams. It's a state of elevation for me, if I may say, coming from a sense of accomplishment, feeling valued, and also being recognized. So, in this respect, it's for each of us to chart our own success stories. It's all about how we approach our careers and the value factors we intrinsically associate with. So presently, I lead Insights and Foresights function as a part of Research and Innovation Evangelist. But looking back to my research days, 2 points that would establish success. First, to have a notable contribution to the body of knowledge, where your work is cited in research that others do. And secondly, at a next level, you are recognized globally as an eminent scientist in your field. And I think this is only on merit. There is nothing else that can stop women in terms of establishing their place in the research and innovation community. Coming to something more recent in terms of what I do presently, which is watching technology trends and identifying the top 100 odd technology areas that we as TCS should be investing in for the future. It's a strategic level contribution. We also help researchers build strong narratives for the assets that they are creating and to help improve asset valuation. The extensive secondary research that we do allows us to create thought leadership content in the form of TCS viewpoints on specific technologies, evolving ecosystems, and how the business landscape is changing generally and also in specific industries. For me, professional success is the satisfaction that comes from being able to contribute towards organizational success.
Thank you for your perspective from a strategic level, Dr. Nita Sarang. It will also be very useful to have a perspective on how women leaders manage work-home integration during SBWS phase in COVID-19. And for this, I turn to my next esteemed panelist, Ketkee Pandit. Ketkee?
Thanks, Hari. This is a wonderful question. So, this multitasking is something, I think it's the key skill that I've mastered. It is, I think, something that is taught to each one of us from day one. We know how to manage our tasks, our projects, in parallel. But then there is a beautiful side of it that, I play a role of mother, and that takes my multitasking to a different level. Now, since last year, as all of us know, right, we are facing this COVID-19 situation. These days, when I work from home, my one very interesting thing I would say that my 1 ear listens to my 6-year-old's continuous curiosity, and my other ear is paying attention to the strategic inputs that I'm getting for my leadership. So trust me, this situation is very difficult for me. But then I have seen myself getting appreciation for these outputs that I've created in this unique situation. And I'm really getting, positively impacted by that. So I think, more and more challenges will be coming to us in future. But then we have to trust ourselves and we have to trust our capabilities. Something will be definitely surprising us positively.
I think this is a great lesson for all of us to learn and imbibe. Dr. Lipika, we all know that other than being a prolific scientist in your own merit in the world of science, you have a keen interest in arts. So I'm really tempted to ask this question. What are your hobbies and interests, and how do you make time to pursue them?
Thank you. That's indeed a question I love to answer. So yes, I have multiple interests in different forms of art. I have throughout been an avid dramatist. While I was at IIT Kharagpur, I was also the governor of Bengali Dramatic Society. Nowadays, I am more into writing, and I have actually merged my research career and my writing career. So I would really like to thank TCS for that. For a researcher, the most important thing is to be able to meet your peers at conferences and seminars, and TCS has actually encouraged and facilitated it. So be it KDD, Calling, SIG-IR, SIG-Dial, me and my team members have presented our work all over the world at these tier 1 conferences. And then we have also learned from the best in the field of NLP. So we have all come back enriched, and we enjoyed being ambassadors of TCS Research. And personally, I have also ensured that wanderlust bug that I have inside me actually got satisfied. So I would make sure to find some time to do some sightseeing, enjoy some local cuisine, and then come back and blog prolifically about it. You'll be happy to know that all these blogs have also resulted in a Bengali book published by a reputed publisher. And so I'm really very thankful to TCS for giving me all this opportunity to actually blend my love for everything. And the last 1 year, while we have been at home, I have also taken up avidly some bird photography. So that's a morning ritual. But then, 24 hours in a day is a lot. So I have always been able to merge all these things together, and all these extracurricular activities not only give me the energy, they actually positively help you in, being creative at your work also. So that's all.
Right. Deep science, bird photography, cuisine, and 24 hours is lot. I mean, this is terrific words from you, which actually communicates that you can do a lot in multiple fields as long as you're passionate about each one of them. Ketkee, how has your personal growth contributed in your professional journey?
To start with, I work in an incubation group in TCS Research. So here I have to think out of the box, use emerging technologies, use design thinking, collaborate with various different business groups in TCS, and then create some innovative solutions. So for me, it is basically, to be creative, innovative, and relevant at the same time. So these skills have come over years, and all it has happened, by believing in myself, my abilities, and basically trusting in my ecosystem. So it's basically your home, it can be your organization. And I'm really thankful for TCS, for giving me this entire platform where I can excel myself. But there is a very simple analogy that I think all of you can also relate to. It's like whatever we practice at home, we can implement at workplace, and vice versa. So isn't planning your monthly groceries at home is very similar to planning your assignments in office? Doing research and picking the best cutting edge technology for the solution is similar to choosing the best dress when you're going to a party. Coexisting in a family where individuals have different mindset is no way different from working with your diverse leadership and agile teams. And then you have promotions in office, we have promotions in family, and many more. So basically all these attributes which we are practicing, right? The planning, execution, collaboration, they are all imbibed in our daily lives. And we are efficiently practice all of them, with merits. So these thoughts really help me to simplify my perspective to look at different opportunities and challenges. And this is, I think, something that motivates me to excel as well.
Relating to what happens in our individual home and then relating to the agile way of working at home, hats off to you. I think a great correlation of work home integration and the approach to work in that sense. Nita, you are in many which ways also contributor to the culture of research and innovation, along with many other women leaders and women colleagues that we have today. It'll be very interesting to hear from you, ask you to throw some light on key individual and organizational enablers to leverage opportunities which women should be aware of.
I want to extend it on the professional front from what Lipika was talking about in terms of being facilitated at an organization level. And there are two specific incidents that I have. When I first joined the Research Evangelist function, we decided to take up life sciences and healthcare research to start with. While the overall charter was known and understood, we needed to establish evangelized contribution to research areas in a more impactful way. So I had the opportunity of actually visiting the industry teams in healthcare to understand the US healthcare market, to discuss with the team, and also attend the HFS Strategy Day for Healthcare. I also visited MIT Media Labs. We had discussions with MIT teams working on digital health programs. It was an exchange of ideas and also helped to validate TCS research. On a second occasion, which is when we started the Insights and Foresights function, and I would say this is around 18 months ago, so more recent in that respect, we were attempting something new. Again, the opportunity of participating in a workshop as prestigious as the Innovation Research Interchange and understanding what is out there in terms of best practices, what are IRI advisors doing from a foresight perspective was very important for us to validate some of our early thoughts on how we were going to envision TCS's methodology for insights and foresights. We've also had team members participate and exchange ideas. We had a person attend the Tech Foresight at Imperial College London, and we've also been connected with the CNSI Consulting and Service and Integration Organization of TCS and the TCS advisors who are part of that to integrate their viewpoints into insights and foresights. So all in all, I would say phenomenal enablement by TCS. Is what I'd like to say. But I do want to add one more statement. Over and above the enablement, I think it's also the personal engagement of our CTO, Anand Krishnan. His vision is so multifaceted. His ideas, the continued direction and guidance he gives us, makes it all exciting and helps us to also excel in our work.
Wonderful insights as how to leverage opportunities and build capabilities. So thanks a lot for joining this panel. All my women leaders, Dr. Lipika Dey, Dr. Nita Sarang, and Ketkee Pandit. You have made a celebration of International Women's Day more wonderful. Thank you and all the best for your futures. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thanks.